They are going to have to pretty much go for it, and they are immediately picking up the AKs and scouts and everything they need to try and win this next round. Kind of surprising that we haven't seen that many timeouts in this series, especially around like this one. You probably want to have a little chat on the SELECTAH side on what your game plan is going to be, but they are going to try to, it seems, just brute force their way into the B site. Out towards mid to see if anyone peeks him. No one is gonna take that risk at the moment, but they are crawling their way towards B, and that is a possibility to shut down some Die Young quickly. If they throw out the flashes, blind him completely, they might overwhelm him and get a free bomb site.
They've got 2 smokes available. They need one of those for the mid doors cross. And Oscar has to be careful in mid here that he doesn't get overwhelmed. They don't want to overextend into him because they have no idea that he's the only player. But eventually Chopper takes him down and they push into the B bomb site. But some Die Young is holding on at the moment. Finds 2 kills with this rifle, and Mir follows up on to JL. The utility usage absolutely brilliant from Team Spirit, and they shut down that force completely. Is the eco coming out now for SELECTAH, and it should be the 13-5 conversion from Spirit. This is very dangerous for the SELECTAH in this decider match.
Yeah, they are pretty much down in the dirt right now. They are going to be forced to eco in this one. Juanflautro actually buys a little bit too much for a solid buy into the next. Maybe he can make something work with that deagle. But that is what they're banking on. Mir down below, just rushing forward, wanting to shut it down. Of course, we have talked about it multiple times, where it is super dangerous that a lot of teams do this, where they feel we've got a massive advantage. Let's finish this game up quickly. And that is what happens. JL gets the shot in, blows up Ida's, balances his head, and does get a couple of tags in on these Team Spirit players.
Mir's only on 34 HP, so can't really overextend onto this mid engagement, but Chopper has just saved his life and dropped the bomb as well. That's a mistake from Edward, choosing to push with the bomb on his back, because now this round is going to be fought over mid entirely. The rifles are pushing in to help start to clean up as well, and it's all on timing, really. Oscar's found the first shot onto Chopper, but he's now fallen. That leaves Tapper on just 17 HP to try and clear this one away. It's been a high damage round for SELECTAH. Even if they don't manage to win things, they've dealt a lot of economic damage in the round, a lot more than they otherwise may have. But Team Spirit now are going to be fully investing to fight off this SELECTAH full buy.
Yeah, it is going to be guns aplenty. Ida's balance also has the op now for Team Spirit versus Oscar's op, so it is going to be a pretty important battle between the two sides. Honestly, if you look at the kill score between the two teams, it's not that big of a difference. It is, of course, reason, you know, there's definitely a difference, but 8 rounds worth of difference in kills, I would not say that is the case. Even JL starts to frag on the T in this game. Compared to the last one, I think he's almost to doubling up his score. Chopper's playing close angles, so does need to be careful because they are spraying through the door. But all in all, Team Spirit have taken a lot of damage just from stray bullets flying all over the place. So good job from SELECTAH. Edward's already on the site. Oscar gets the kill onto Mir as well. And they're just going to be able to get a free bomb plant in their favor.
Yeah, SELECTAH did a great job in that round of just forcing Team Spirit to tunnel in on that mid position. And nobody was even aware that Edward was just walking onto the A bomb site. It's a completely free round for SELECTAH because Team Spirit, they just tunnel in. They don't keep aware of what could be going on throughout the rest of the map, and as a result they just give that bomb site away. There's literally nobody watching it. A critical defensive oversight, and now they have to play the save game with these rifles. A 6th round on the board for SELECTAH, but Team Spirit should still have a decent chance to score 14 with their guns in the next.
Yeah, they still have a very solid amount of weapons in their favor, just keeping pretty much everything alive on their side. And now it is going to be another full buy in I mean, for both teams, it's pretty okay. You know, SELECTAH don't lose too many. They get the round win. They're happy with it. Team Spirit, they keep almost all their weapons alive. They're definitely happy with that. Especially the fact that they're going to pick up the double op setup now as well on Team Spirit. Some Young on the B side. iDisbalance still a little bit lackluster in this map compared to his previous performance on Nuke. But it is going to be an aggressive push towards a long. A lot of damage dealt to JL, but they are going to fall back because the flashes scare them too much. Magix actually burns down JL, and that is going to be the opening kill for Team Spirit.
Great long hold there from the CT side to find that opening kill. And that's really thrown a spanner in the works for SELECTAH. They have long control, but the only utility they have left are these 3 smokes. They've got just 2 left now, which means that wherever they go next is where they sort of have to commit to. Their 2 options, having just 2 smokes on the board, are cross over to the A site or go for a mid to B push off the back of this one. They send Edward over towards the B tunnels, but they've called him straight back as Oscar finds iDisbalance in the A bomb site. That's the first AWP removed and a rotation or 2 coming over from the B bomb site. Team Spirit always over committing to mid, it feels like, on the CT side. Desperate to clear it out. Now that they need to fall back into the A bomb site as the rest of SELECTAH are waiting to cross into the bomb site.
Yeah, but the problem, SELECTAH, they have 2 smokes, so they can definitely cover the cross, but that is all the utility that they still have left. The smoke is actually not on the mark, but that gives a gap for Oscar to get a kill. Magix gives away his position. That could have been an absolutely massive catch from him. Young finds that little gap as well, and it's now all on Chopper on site. Jumps up high, will get shut down, and that is going to get SELECTAH their 7th round. Team Spirit lose one in which, I mean, this should have pretty much been a win with the lack of utility with the pace of SELECTAH, but just Magix starting to spray on site. Definitely could have had a nice shutdown there because no one was looking into his angle, and it, you know, they could have taken that one away, but SELECTAH do steal that one from right under them, and it is going to be their victorious round nonetheless. With this round being a pretty much full stack towards B and SELECTAH heading out A, I would say that this is most likely going to be 13-8.
And it feels as though Team Spirit on the CT side have put a heavy bias towards the B site and mid in the vast majority of these rounds, with SELECTAH showing fairly little interest other than one T-sided round to those positions. They've got the triple nades at the moment, so there could be damage found onto this long angle. It's just about the timing on when to release them. I don't think they're quite far enough forward on the SELECTAH side to take full damage from those nades at the moment. And as Oscar edges forward with his AWP, he puts himself in the danger zone. Creep forward and find the shot. That should be the nades releasing, but actually they aren't going to be deployed. iDisbalance just gets picked out. The nades go out slightly too late, and one flat throw can just clean up the remaining players with his AK. 13-8 scoreline. The guns coming back out for Spirit, but SELECTAH, they're starting to build some T-side momentum.
Yep, that is looking much better for SELECTAH. Of course, T-sided map, and if they manage to take this one, Team Spirit might be starting to sweat. They're going to go for the double op setup again. I think it's been like 5 rounds since iDisbalance got his last kill, so he definitely needs to start getting a frag. That would already be crucial for his team. Oscar aggressing mid. iDisbalance gets the kill. The flash was not on the mark right there, and that is going to give the advantage to Team Spirit. In mid, Oscar gets spooked back. iDisbalance gets a second one. JL rushes through. That nade is going to land pretty heavily. The smoke almost does not work randomly on the molly. Sometimes you get those sees go things happening, and iDisbalance trying to cross in the jump will get shut down.
It was a hopeful cross, and one that iDisbalance was not able to get away with. 3 players remain for SELECTAH to deny a 14th round. The way of Team Spirit, and every round on the T side, pretty much, they've just gone for these long executes, and Spirit not really contesting them. This time they have sent Chopper up towards an aggressive mid position, so the rest of the players can focus on this execute. They drop the smokes to cross into the site and look to jump across as well. Juan Flatro's definitely made it up onto the site, and he looks to go aggressive. Finds a big kill. Mir gets him back, but Tapper finds that frag, and Oscar's waiting for the flank. Team Spirit, it's been an A long hit every single round of the T side, and still they are not able to adapt, even with a double entry from iDisbalance. This is looking very worrisome now for the Spirit CT side.
Yeah, they're making some massive mistakes. I mean, iDisbalance opening it up with a 2K right there should pretty much be enough to guarantee almost their win in that round, but they fumble the ball right there and they crash right into the ground. And that is going to be another one in favor of the SELECTAH squad. A timeout coming up from Team Spirit. They're trying to recuperate. They need to just take a deep breath and relax, and hopefully able to turn that one around afterwards, because making these many mistakes is just not something you want to have happen the entire time.
It just goes wrong in the gunfights on the A-bomb site. All is about that cross. They just can't hold it properly. I don't know what it is about their defensive setup, but they just sit and wait for SELECTAH to get on the bomb sites and then lose gunfights on the re-aggression, it feels like. It's a very weak A-hold, and I mean, even in a pistol round such as this one, I disagree with the B stack. Even though the players are currently in the tunnels from the SELECTAH squad, every round so far in the half, they've shown their hands towards A, and you still stack up in B. Clearly thinking that, you know, they're trying to get in your heads a little bit there, you know, trying to make you continue to play that guessing game. But it feels like, in my mind, Spirit have a bias towards the B side or the mid part of the map, and they're neglecting A little bit too much. That's what's really allowed SELECTAH the majority of these rounds. They're up onto double digits now. Spirit have to start scoring soon, or Mirage is a definite possibility.
Yeah, and Mirage, I mean, Mirage does favor them decently. This is SELECTAH's best map in that regard, and they are showing a good time right now. But this Team Spirit, they need to wake up. Again, they're going to go for the double op setup. iDisbalance, last time he got a double opener, and it was not enough. This time, there is going to be, again, pretty much just a long and a short aggression coming out from SELECTAH. Nothing towards B. They might just want to get more aggressive towards B, or play one player less towards that area as well. iDisbalance misses the shot in mid. We have Juan Flatro actually aggressively pushed out already. iDisbalance is knock. Oh, that molly spreads. That molly spreads down to 20 HP. That is so unfortunate. But luckily enough, they do not have a grenade, but they do have themselves 2 more mollies to try and flush him out. JL is getting close towards the truck and starts tapping away. Juan Flatro actually gets rid of Mir. I thought the JL got the kill there, but it seems not. And all of a sudden, again, this Team Spirit defense is just completely getting shut down. SELECTAH, they might actually be able to do it. Sum Young, the last man standing with the op in hand, needs to save it into the next round already. Bomb's not even being planted just yet. And look at this. Juan is already on the flank. He's already trying to catch out Sum Young even before the bomb gets planted.
And it's another round that SELECTAH are just able to walk out onto the A-bomb site and win all of their gunfights. I really am very worried for this Team Spirit side. Their defense just appears to be collapsing. It's a problem of aim. They're just not finding the fights. I don't know whether they're getting out-positioned all of the time, whether it's perfect utility usage from SELECTAH, but that A-bomb site, I mean, it looks like a house of cards built on sand. It just topples at the slightest amount of SELECTAH pressure, and they don't even look like close rounds. As Team Spirit are getting the opening kill every time, but SELECTAH are just replying and dominating them coming back into the site. They're 2 rounds away from tying up the scoreline now, Team Spirit. Where has it all gone wrong?
That is a very big question indeed. Team Spirit are going to take another timeout. They have you know, a little bit for a couple of deagles, but that is about it. They just need to just change their game plan. I honestly, at this point, I would play 1 player mid, 1 player B, and 3 towards A, so that the mid player can rotate A as soon as possible. Because as you said, they are never hitting that B site. Of course, they can always just pull a random strat, you know, just go for a random play, but just play the percentage game here. There's a bigger percentage chance that they're going to hit B than that they're going to stick to mid. Then they're going to stick to the bigger chance that they hit A instead of B. So just play that one and try to get the advantage going there.
SELECTAH calling another timeout off the back of this one, just to make Spirit sweat a little bit more. Von Flatro on 21 kills leading the way for the SELECTAH squad, and in fact in the server at the moment. Mir trying to follow up, but he's only on 20, and the fragging, it looks like from the SELECTAH side, has actually started to take over that of Team Spirit. This is not good at all. They've quietened down in a very big way the Spirit squad on the CT side, and despite getting opening kills time and time again, they're just falling apart in the late site defense. It's not even as though it's getting into retake scenarios. Perhaps that needs to be what goes on for Team Spirit now. Maybe they need to allow the bomb plants and then try and commit to these retakes, because, I mean, fighting for that A bomb site is going very wrong for them, and it could have allowed SELECTAH all the way back into this map.
Yep, and it definitely is exactly that. It is looking like they are pretty much back in it to win it. Of course, with the reduced weaponry on Team Spirit, it's going to be very tough. This time they're heading towards that B bomb site on SELECTAH squad, and it is going to be pretty much a walk in the park for them, it seems, because there is no B defense right now. The only one close would be Mir. Did not get much done. I mean, I'm saying that, but random shots through the smoke have been connecting to a lot of heads today, and the entire Team Spirit squad group up, and they're just going to all save together, it seems, or just all rush T-spawn, have a little train going along, maybe a little bit of extra discussion on what their plan is for the next round. But yeah, they're just grouping in nicely, and Oscar, this is a shooting gallery for him, will actually get taken down by Idis Balance's Deagle, and they get rid of Magix as well, so a decent amount of damage being dealt at the moment. They might even kill off JL, but he peeks out wide, gets himself the catch onto Idis Balance. Magix is being flanked in T-spawn, and Mir has to kind of rush to try and grab a weapon right there. Will not even peek it out. He's just going to save his Deagle into the next round.
Not a huge fan of that one from Team Spirit, to be honest with you. I think they just needed to push into the tunnels and try and hunt for rifles, because taking those rifles down means very little for the SELECTAH economy. They've streaked so many rounds together that just taking down a couple of players at the end of the last round is going to mean very little to the T-sided economy. Looks as though a technical pause coming through there just briefly. As it is resolved, the double AWP setup is coming back out, but I mean, I might even rotate the AWPers around, put some Young on the A bomb site and Idis Balance over on B. Some Young is the stronger fragger, it feels like today, and I mean, it's the A bomb site that's been under pressure every time. As I say that, though, this will be the run round where SELECTAH decide to attack the B bomb site. It looks like they're going for a fairly standardized A execution yet again this time, though. The Molotov deters Tapper from the early presence, but it's quick short control, not ready for it. Idis Balance whatsoever. As they try and push closer into the site, he has gone big for a double kill and might be able to drop the bomb here. As Some Young takes down Edward in the B tunnels, Team Spirit may have finally put a stop to this SELECTAH win streak.
Chopper also has a long and the last one standing. JL with the op in hand. They do have 12k on him. I mean, this is pretty much enough for them to, well, Tappa's pretty low on money though, but they should have enough for the next couple of rounds, so this op can just be used to try and get a couple more kills for his team, drop a couple of weapons. Will with the shot though on to Chopper, and Chopper, even with the rather unfortunate spray, will manage to get the kill. Now Team Spirit are chiming in with their BM shots to the body, especially on JL, who did it to them in the past.
Yeah, the tension is slightly higher in the Team Spirit camp now, so you might be wanting to vent some of that pressure with the BM towards the ends of the rounds. The streak ended, but the cash not defeated yet for the SELECTAH squad. As they change targets this time, it looks like they want to go quickly out mid as Team Spirit stack up the A bomb site slightly more heavily. Chopper drops a nade through those double smokes and looks to spray down as well. JL is very low, and Chopper, he might go straight through this. Oscar's been found. He gets a second in the doorway, and Tapper's been taken down in mid. Huge passage of play as Mir drops Edward and the bomb in those tunnels. Juan Flatro has been tagged to within an inch of his life through the doorway. And Team Spirit, it feels like they wait until the last moments to wake up, but they put themselves now on map point with 3 consecutive opportunities to shut this series down 2-0.
Yeah, that smoke thrown out in mid gives him so much room to clutch it out. It's a nice move from Chopper with a hero play. I mean, definitely one of the more outstanding players today. I would say if the Team Spirit win it in the next round, he would be the MVP of this series, because also on Nuke, he was just absolutely insane with the flanks, with the catches from outside garage on their CT side and their T side, just creating so much space for his team to give them the early advantage. And this round as well, just completely shutting down that just the entire enemy got taken down. SELECTAH just got wiped there from one player playing around the smoke perfectly.
And now it's pressure on SELECTAH. They did so much work to come back into things, but at the last possible moment, Team Spirit, they may have just closed the door. A slight gap remains, and SELECTAH, they need to stick their foot in hard and keep it there if they want to stay alive in the series. Double AWPs on the T side, not the most effective strategy, but one that could catch their opponents off guard as they deploy the deep Molotov into the tunnel. Some Dayoung is hoping somebody tries to cross left so he gets a free AWP kill. SELECTAH all bunched up in mid at the moment. No commitments to any portion of the map as they look to deploy some more smokes out towards mid and take a short control. They're yet to commit anywhere. They're waiting for this aggression, and Chopper, he spots out one man in mid but decides he doesn't want to overextend for that frag. Now SELECTAH come out of the mid doors and continue to apply pressure, but with still no commitment firmly towards a bomb site.
They do aggress towards mid, but it could be either site. It does seem more likely that they hit the B site, but it is still kind of terrifying to try and push that area. They got shut down last time they attempted it. Oscar peeking out wider and wider. Tappa is trying to hold the smoke, but Choppa does run through. Oscar will get the catch onto Ida's balance, and that's a 2-man advantage. 2 players in that B side could go for the big hold coming out. Magic's in mid. We'll get a couple of tags onto JL. They know that he's there. The bomb could have been dropped right there by Mir. That would have been massive for the CTs, but it is going to be Edward getting rid of Magix, and with the last 2 players stuck on the B bomb site, it is going to be a free plant for SELECTAH, and this game is not over just yet.
Oh, Juan Flatro might even take them both down. Take that, Spirit's economy, he says, as he removes both the riflers in the B bomb site. And Chopper, you can tell he felt like it was on him again to go through the smoke and counter that mid to B execution, but SELECTAH, they were literally all waiting for a player to come out of CT to try and shut things down. And this is the Hail Mary buy from Team Spirit now. They've got double AWPs out. They lose this, it's 15-14, and they have barely any cash in the bank to try and deny overtime. This is the round that they must win if they want to keep their dreams of a 2-0 alive.
A lot of damage dealt to JL already. Ida's balance spots out ahead, and that is Juan Flatro, one of the best fraggers on SELECTAH, now down. Ida's balance gets the shot off. Oscar is going to try and chase him down. But the nade on the angle to try and get the dust going. JL gets the repeat shot on Disbalance, but it is a man advantage on Team Spirit with also an HP advantage because JL is rather low. And it seems they're just going to group up to go for the straight up B execute, which is going to be problematic because there's a second Opper waiting ready for that peak to come through. Of course, on the angle that he is, they can crawl closer as Samdayoung gets rid of Kappa. And it is now on Samdayoung. Last shot coming through. Will not get the connection onto JL. 1v2 for him. He has the op in hand. Gets rid of Magic's. Nice shot coming through. Will dodge the shot from Chopper. And it's a one-on-one. He's getting aggressive. He feels it right now. Will with the shot and will go for the plant instead. Nade flying through. JL down to 26 HP. But the op, all he needs is one bullet to the head or to the body to be a kill. He's going to swap to the AK nonetheless. Chopper as well. He knows that JL is most likely tagged up and is gonna group in on JL, who is going to be playing the cubby angle underneath the window. But Chopper, does he expect him there? He's not looking that direction. Back turn, and it is going to be JL clutching it out. 4 kills right there in the end. Got a 1v3 victory, and the secondary Opper goes big for his team.
That is absolutely huge, and SELECTAH now are very likely to be heading us into overtime on this second map. A crazy amount of work there, and Chopper swinging around just does not expect JL to be in the site at all. Completely guesses it wrong, unfortunately, in the clutch, and now this round could be over before it's begun. Edwards found the opening kill, and Magix can't really get anything back with the MP9. Eventually does find one, and iDisbalance with the scout. That is an amazing play there. Double headshot from the scout, trying to keep Spirit's chances of victory alive as Samdayoung takes down Oscar. It's on to JL again. Another massive clutch needed, and Team Spirit, please learn their lessons from the last round. That's what their fans are saying. They need to group up and play this one together.
Yeah, he's going to get a free bomb plant towards B again. This time he's not going to defend it with an op AK in hand. See if he can clutch it out. But he's even going to check out aggressively, see if anyone peeks him. So he should get a free bomb plant in. And honestly, Team Spirit, they should probably just group up because this is actually a pretty heads-up play from JL.
Yeah.
Might catch them completely off guard here. iDisbalance not even considering the fact that he might be close range. And JL lets Magix pass through. Will get one. Knows that they're coming from tunnels. And they don't have any smokes, so they have to rush through the molly right now for the last round. Time is ticking down. He's playing the bomb. They have no defuse kits on them, and that is going to be the round won by JL.
Wow.
No kit, no time. Another 1v3 clutch. SELECTAH take it to OT.
Back-to-back massive clutches from JL. What heads-up play to go out into mid. Spirit had no idea, and that Molotov just wrecked them. That is back-to-back clutches in the B bomb site for JL, and however you look at it, that is huge mistakes from Team Spirit. Time and time again, losing important clutches on that B bomb site and letting SELECTAH get into overtime. Amazing play from JL, but really poor effort from Team Spirit to lose consistent clutches on that B site.
Yeah, they should just never have let that B site in general be gifted away so freely. It is going to be OT with 16k, so the double op on the CT side coming through. They were so close, Team Spirit, as well, with the double scout kill and all the work that he put in and just getting absolutely annihilated in the end. All his efforts in vain. But they still do have a chance to take it in OT nonetheless. However, Juan Flatro with a great creep in towards CT gets the opening kill. iDisbalance is now kind of in trouble. Shot missed from iDisbalance, and he is greedy looking for that player down in CT, but has to defend the site. Hopefully his teammate can hold the cross to keep him alive. And iDisbalance with that molly should be able to keep JL backwards. Mir pushing aggressively towards mid. will get taken out by Tappa, and Team Spirit, OT is not suited for them. I mean, this entire CT side is not suited for them right now. Magix will at least chime in for a kill, but it's all on Ida's balance with his op, and spots a player out towards long, which is Edward. They just get absolutely wrecked right now.
Team Spirit, it has all gone wrong. 15 to 12 up, 13 to 5 up on this map, and continually allowing SELECTAH to walk all over them on the T side. The real problem is that they lose 2 clutches like that on the B-bomb site. That is going to hurt their team atmosphere so much. It's just a nightmare. You should have won the series already, but you've goofed it. There's no other way around it. And that is really horrific from a tilt perspective now for Team Spirit. You can see they're starting to fall apart in overtime. That last round, they struggled to find any kills. And now, SELECTAH are going to try and take control of A-Long. Team Spirit, if they don't win a CT round of overtime, I'd say we're definitely heading to Mirage.
This SELECTAH have found a perfect moment to wake up. Magic's stuck in pit. Ida's balance is going to get taken out by Edward in the meantime. Juan Flato peeks out wide, gets himself one, is looking for the second. Double coming through, and Edward in mid luckily will get shut down by SDY. Oscar, however, chimes in as well, and it's going to be Sumda Young 1v4, tagged in his leg as well. And the flick is not going to connect. Pistol in hand, Sumda Young falls, and just another destruction coming out. SELECTAH just overwhelming Team Spirit. Their defense is absolutely dreadful.
I think it's all gone wrong. I think they may have already lost this map, Team Spirit. From 13 to 5, they allowed that comeback, and that's a devastating loss in itself, but the fact they got up to the opportunity where they could have closed the map out, they basically stopped the comeback in its tracks. But could not beat one man. JL styled all over them. And now they are struggling on the CT half of overtime. They might be able to put one round at bare minimum on the board, as they found Oscar early this time. But they found the opening kill in rounds prior and still managed to lose control. On Flatro trying to find an opener in B, but Sumda Young takes him down through the smoke. So it's going to be an A short take from SELECTAH. And maybe Spirit are going to be able to put a CT overtime round on the board.
It's going to be that A push coming through. Flick from Ida's balance misses. He got flashed completely. Is trying to get a shot in, but executed by Edward. Now it's going to be a 4-on-3 retake situation for Team Spirit on that towards that A side. Utility is running dry for SELECTAH though, and JL is trying to get the shot and even finds Magix in the pit. All 3 players down from CT, and they could easily get peeked in. Edward gets taken down by Chopper though, but he gave a lot of intel that they're coming through CT. It is going to be the last man standing. Tappa is going to get taken down by Chopper, and that is going to be Team Spirit at least getting themselves one round on their CT side.
It was very close though, and it wasn't the best retake effort either. Sort of disjointed, peeking up through the pit when there's no real reason to. And very low HP. They nearly got cleaned up by SELECTAH at the end. They do well to secure one round on the CT side of overtime though, because it gives them a free mistake on this T side. They have 1 round's worth of error before SELECTAH go up on to map point from 13 to 5 down. They could go 18 to 16 up with this round. Double AWPs coming out for the CT squad, which is actually something we never saw from SELECTAH because their economy couldn't get going enough on the first half of this map. And I think it has to be said, Ida's balance, his AWPing has been a bit disappointing. He's only come online in a few rounds here on Dust 2, but he's found the opening shot in this one.
Yeah, JL getting shut down. Oscar does have another op available though. Of course, as you said, their economy getting 16k, so they can buy as much as they possibly want. And I Disbalance trying to get the catch onto Oscar, who's going to take that duel. First flash coming out. Oscar peeks out wide. Juan Flatro is going to get the kill on Mir, but Chopper shuts him down. Luckily, Oscar gets rid of Chopper in return. The flash comes out. I Disbalance gets completely blinded. A 3-on-3 situation, which normally would favor the Team Spirit side. However, Edward is pushing B tunnels. And Oscar gets a wallbang shot onto Magix, takes him down. They are unaware that Edward is coming on the flank, and Edward should be able to get them both here. Young with the 180 spider senses tingling right there. Oscar's gonna get taken down. And what just happened? All of a sudden, the round completely diverts in favor of Team Spirit. That is baffling that managed to happen. Edward, of course, trying to play the sneaky play, but just not having the headshot ready to finish the job on Young. Tap is going to walk through the smoke, but I Disbalance has that angle, and it is going to be Team Spirit taking the first round on the T side of OT.
17-17 then, despite Oscar's best efforts. While it was a more balanced affair on Nuke, it's only Tapo's falling behind in terms of the fragging for the SELECTAH squad, whereas Team Spirit, a fairly balanced affair, no one leading the way this time. But this could be dangerous for them. Early long commitment coming out from SELECTAH. Straight into I Disbalance goes Juan Flatro, but he only takes the leg jumping into the pit. Not too much damage taken by the T-side AWPer for that shot, though, so he's not going to be too disappointed with it. Team Spirit, they know how vital taking control of this round would be. It would put them back up onto map point, but their opponents would have it with a loss as well. So this round is a huge one for momentum, and Juan Flatro is going for a very aggressive play here in towards the A-long doors.
Needs to make something happen, is low in HP, will be holding at least that angle and giving the info that there's no one even considering going for a long A, but they are grouping up towards that A short area though. Magix knows something's up. He's definitely holding that flank long enough. Molly's to try and bait the enemy out, but Young gets a kill through the smoke, I guess, on JL. I assume I did not see exactly what happened, but I saw a smoke coming through and a dead body inside the smoke. A dead body inside the smoke. Oscar getting flashed off the angle. Chopper tried to go for the sneaky play towards CT, but that is just one player towards B. Edward alone on the B bomb side. Mid has been smoked off, and they've got that cross completely covered. Edward, do they expect him in that angle? They do not. I Disbalance will hit that op shot on the very low HP player, and Mir in mid. Ooh, I Disbalance actually gets legged right there while crossing. It is going to be Mir towards the truck, and Juan Flatro does expect something to be up. And Mir peeks out. One gets a double spray, and now it's all on Oscar. 1 versus 2. What a shot onto Mir, but it is going to be I Disbalance peeking in time to shut down Oscar, and that is Team Spirit again on series point. Will SELECTAH be able to finally break it though? Break it again.
We will have to see. Double AWPs coming back out from the CT side, and Team Spirit, they have another opportunity to close out this series in 2 maps, this time on the T side. They brought out double AWPs. I don't agree with this one. I'm expecting somebody to drop that AWP and pick up a rifle on the secondary player. It doesn't look like that's going to be occurring though, and this could be a very dangerous buy indeed for Team Spirit. They've missed out on the shot onto Oscar, and Young, he does pick up that AK in the late instance. So it's just double AWPs going for the damage early, and they're actually going to look to go towards the B bomb site here. This is all dependent on how aggressive Edward gets in mid. If he stays too far forward, they could overwhelm JL at close range on this AWP. They have to take him down early. That is the key frag found. And now they can make their way out onto the B bomb site should they want to. They're deploying flashes in towards mid and out of the B site, but they've not actually decided to push just yet. Instead, waiting for the aggression, and they trade 1 for 1 off the back. I Disbalance eventually finds Juan Flatro, and now it's on Edward. 1v3 clutch needed, and he's dropped the bomb. Surely Spirit can't lose another round like this, but Magic has held on to things. 19-17, Team Spirit eventually